All right, yo, Chaz here from Pugliese Speed Shop with your Tuesday morning tech tip. So as you guys know, usually our Tuesday morning tech tip is based on something that this guy screwed up over the weekend, right? Or during the week or whatever the case may be. But I don't want to go all negative with it, you know? Instead, I thought we'd try something a little different. See, we did a bunch of work around here, right? See, things are in different spots. Some of them make sense. A couple of them, they will be soon. But overall, got a little nostalgic, right? And I said, you know what? Rather than talking about what I screwed up and made me learn about something, let's talk about like a memory that actually taught me something. So standing in the middle of the shop and kind of just turning around here, you probably see something's missing, right? So usually where the Ford sitting is my 53 Pontiac. So the plan is, well, the plan ain't done yet, guys, so we got more to come, but there she is, right? She's under the spotlight out here, and as much as I didn't want to put her out here in the elements, she's among good company, and it's gonna make sense. I promise. Yeah, check it out. Megan hooks it up with the marshmallows. Forget about it. All right, guys. So I'm gonna have to tell you a different story to tell you like why I was thinking this about the car, and I'm sure you're used to it by now. But if not, you'll get it. So I was on the phone with my buddy Justin, right? One of my best friends in the whole world. We were stationed out together in China Lake in the Navy like 100 years ago. And it's kind of scary how like similar we are with like just about everything. So we were talking and he said he's right now he's running the Triumphs. But he's still like a rockabilly guy, like, you know, customs and whatnot. He's got a Triumph motorcycle. He's got a TR4 or 6 or something. Not a Triumph guy. He's got some cool stuff, is what I'm saying. All right. So he said, man, you know what I'd like to do, what I'd never done before, is I'd like to do a mini truck. I said, really? He said, yeah, man, we should do like a collab, right? And build it together. So I said, I love working with Justin, right? Now, he's down in Georgia, so the commute might be a little hard, but we'll figure it out. I said, yeah, I did a mini truck. I had that Nissan, the hard body I had on the channel. I told myself, I said, I got a ton of hate for not painting it after I did the body work on it, but the kid that bought it loves it, so I know I did the thing right. And he's like, yeah, I remember that, you know, because I, you know, kind of saved that one, right? He said, man, you had another one. And I said, oh, man, you're right. You know what? I did. Back when we were stationed together, the first vehicle I ever built, like I ever rescued kind of and made it my own, and things I never thought. That's the car that taught me, the truck rather, that taught me it builds itself and you just got to hold on, you know? So as that story goes, so Justin was the guy that got me into like 50s cars. You know, I've always been like, I like muscle cars, I like trucks, I like, you know, but I was never a big early 50s guy until Justin showed up in China Lake driving a 1950 Chevy, 4-door, like the fastback, I don't know if they call it sedanette if it was a 2-door, but it's like the, you know, torpedo back thing. Beautiful car. And I was like, wow, you know, and he kind of introduced me to that whole lifestyle, like the whole like rockabilly and all that, of, you know, you don't have to have your car in beautiful paint and this and that. You can just enjoy your car for what it is, which is awesome. Absolutely. And obviously I've embraced that, you know, but, so he had this 50 Chevy and all I wanted to do was have something like that, really. But I didn't. I had this 1988 Dodge Ram 50 pickup that I got for free. My buddy Greg, he he had gotten it and he messed with it a little bit, and then he got a hard body, and then he put that together, and we did a bunch of stuff together, trading, horse trading, whatever, and he gave me his truck. And as usual, the kid will throw some stuff up. I towed it home. Towing it home, me and my sister-in-law, she's driving her brother's. Yeah, we were young. We've got to borrow everybody's stuff, right? He had a Silverado, or maybe it wasn't even a Silverado then. It was like an OBS Chevy, actually, I think it was. We're dragging it with a tow bar. This thing didn't have the head on it, and we pushed it. It seemed to be in neutral. Well, we know it was in neutral. I guess maybe the clutch froze, so things were doing things. We're going down the highway at 50 mile an hour. This 350 is struggling, and it's level, right? We look behind us, and there's just smoke bellowing. Like, what the hell? So we pull over. We popped, the whole cab is full of smoke. We popped the hood, and the front 3 cylinders are up, because like I said, the head was off. The rings are sticking out. I mean, we're done. The back cylinder is broken off the pistons on the friggin' battery tray, right? Like, oh my God. Well, we ruined this thing. Supposedly it was down for a head gasket. So we end up leaving it. Go back, get it later with Greg's dad. He pulls it up there. Think we have the trailer? Maybe? I don't know. We get it there, and that's when it's sitting in this configuration of just a mess in my driveway, and Megan's like, what are you doing? So my plan was just to get this thing. I was going to just put it together and shoot it home. I shoot it back and forth to work, because I had a 5-liter Mustang, and we had a newborn, right? And I'm like, all right. And I had a crotch rocket, so it was like, man, this, I needed something maybe more economical. I don't know what else. I needed something cheap is what I needed, right? So, cause I was like an E4, and E4s don't make a lot. But we ended up putting this thing together. Greg helped me a lot. Jimbo helped me a ton. And my neighbor next door, Nick, Megan was out there. Everybody was getting their hands dirty in this truck. I ended up getting a front-wheel drive motor out of like a Hyundai, because it's a 2.0 and it'll just bolt in. It was a fuel-injected motor, so, and mind you, like I said, this is the first thing I've ever built. I swapped the intake out, the valve coveralls, put that all together. Now it's set in there, carbureted. It's in there, it's not sideways. It's, realized the water pump's not going to work. I swapped the water pump out, all sorts of tubing and ducting and wiring. There wasn't a whole lot, luckily. So it's all together, right? All right, let's get it done. I hit the key. The starter doesn't hit the flywheel. Oh my God, the flywheel is different because of whatever it came out of it. I don't know what it was. Some kind of Hyundai. It said it on the valve cover. So me and Jimbo ended up dropping the trans, swapping out the clutch, pressure plate, flywheel, all the stuff that was on that original motor. It fires up. Things were leaking. That was a whole ordeal to get all that fixed. The EGR and all this. Dude, I don't know how, but somehow this thing passes smog. I get a set of wheels off of Greg's brother. I think we helped him put a motor in or something. I got these off-road tires. Now I'm like, I got a 2-wheel drive truck, but I got 30-inch tires. Well, I'll throw a body lift on. So I do that. And it was all just that's what came available. It just came given to me, all that stuff, So then I put the body lift, and then they're wasting out all the orange paint for the Sargulos, right? They gave me this. I'll take it. I shoot this thing orange. Guys, if you're ever painting in a garage and your garage door comes up, the paint with a mist will land on that garage door. You will have an orange garage door if that's the color you're painting. I found that out the hard way. So then I had to repaint the house. It was a whole thing. But the truck came out absolutely awesome. I remember the first time I got in that thing and drove it around a block. I was like, I did this. I mean, I had a lot of help, but I did it, right? And I got in that thing and I drove it 90 miles one way to work. It was a long commute. And Justin came out in the parking lot and he says, man, this is like your giant model, dude. I can't believe you really, as a geek, I had every single thing out of that truck and back in. and I'm driving 200 miles a day like it's nobody's business, right? So I did that for a little while. Time went on, and it really wasn't what I wanted. I got promoted. Megan got a good job. It was the whole thing. As life goes on, we end up, she gets an SUV because now Andrew's getting bigger. I pick up a Dakota, and I say, I'm going to build something else, and this time it's going to be cool. So I bought this Pontiac. One of the first things I ever bought on eBay. I won it for like $950 or something like that. Go down to West Covina and get it out of this warehouse, and well, you can see the rest of that story on a different video if you go back and watch that one on the 53 Pontiac. But that's the car that's kind of started, right? What I want to do. I love hot rods. I love customs. I love old stuff, and but it was, you never know where you're going to get your inspiration, because it was kind of all inspired by this truck. And now that truck took me, I don't know, maybe a year to put together, and I felt like it took forever. And for what I needed to do to it, yeah, I guess it kind of did take long. But I was hunting parts. I was doing a lot of things, guys. All right. So I'm gonna get this Pontiac done. Well, I bought it in 2002, right? It's been a couple different states, when I got it, and you can see this, how big Andrew is in that picture. He was actually asleep in the car seat in the extended cab of my truck while I winched this thing on the trailer. Borrowed trailer, of course. Thanks, Brandon. But, so yeah, we get all that, and it's still, then I went through, I primed it, I lowered it. Me and Justin did a lot of that together. And then I transferred, right? And then I went on 3 deployments. And then I transferred cross country again. And I started making some good work, and Justin was there again. And my buddy Louie, we got some good work done it. That's when I ended up swapping the motor and trans. My buddy Mike helped me out with all that. Always, guys, we're always helping each other, right? Did it in housing. That was probably, actually, I know they didn't appreciate that. I actually got a letter about that. But, we had to fab everything up. It was a whole thing, right? And just to get this motor to fit in there, and it was, yeah. You know what, though? I wouldn't change any of it. Well, yeah, I would, because I'd be driving it right now. That's what I would change. So, to put this car outside, when I went and got it, like you see in the video, the other video, when I went and got it from Chips, and it was, obviously the saddest state that it's ever been in. I'm only the third owner, guys. And actually, the first owner bought it brand new, obviously. The second owner was his buddy, and then me. So, yeah, for me to move this thing outside, it's a little upsetting. Not what I wanted to do. I had these grand intentions of, I have this big shop. When I get here, I'm going to do this. And then obviously, guys, I've lost focus, right? Because I got a lot of things going on. Kevin just said this weekend, he said, man, Chaz needs to focus. And he's right. But I got other things that I promised I've made and whatnot that need to get this done. So that's why the Ford's sitting there where it is. This area right here, I'm hoping the Bel Air is here in the next day or two. We'll work on it in here. And then once that one is actually running, it can in and out easy. If I got to, I don't know, do an oil change on the truck or Megan's car or whatever, right? Whatever comes up, that's easy in and out, and I can just move the truck out, body work it, do that kind of stuff, move it back. It's not in the way. I'm not worried about, right? But that Pontiac, the thing. I mean, guys, it's on the channel, right? It's it, right? It's our logo. It's everything. I got a tattoo of it. I mean, come on. So, by me pushing it outside doesn't mean that I don't care or don't think I'm going to get rid of it or anything like that, right? That is going to be a major build on this channel. I promise you that. I cannot promise you when, but it will be. You guys will see. Like I said, this is the truck here. No, that's over here. It gets backwards. It's over here. It's not mine, and so I'm kind of on a deadline as far as, I mean, soft deadline, but that I have to get this car back to this truck back to Scott. So that's a priority, and I'm making the Bel Air a priority because I want to make the Bel Air a priority. I think it's the closest one out of all the other projects I have. And then, yeah, you guys will see. It'll all come together. But what I'm trying to say is there's a method to my madness. And the car sitting in here, it wasn't doing anybody any favors. It was kind of, I hate to say it, but it was kind of in the way. And the 65's over there. It's not far behind being in the way, but it's missing a window and a few other things. It actually has a nice interior, so I don't want to stick it outside. But that car is basically a shell with a motor and trans in it right now. So putting it outside is not a big deal. We don't get crazy weather here. So, but yeah, it's the best move for the shop. And that's what you got to think of. And I told those 2 or 3 or 17 stories or whatever to tell you, sometimes you got to do things you don't want to do. Sometimes you got to make these decisions to, you got to be honest with yourself. That's it. I wasn't getting to that car. I'm not getting to anytime soon, and I know that. So I can put it outside. I can preserve it, throw a cover on it. I can do whatever, protect it, whatever. But at the end of the day, this makes more sense for what I got to get done. So hopefully my rambling, you guys learned something. I don't know what it could be. Maybe don't take 20 years to build a car. Or don't keep buying projects. That's the one I probably need to figure out. Or let's end it on a positive note, like I said earlier. And it doesn't matter what you're building. It can be cool, because that orange truck, when I bought that, well, I didn't buy it. When I was gifted that thing, it was the furthest thing from cool. But funny story is, I had that thing at the barracks on the base. This guy had to have it. He made payments on it for him. I think I sold to him for like $3,000, which I might have had $700 in the car. So that was awesome. He told me I'll give you $3,000 for it. Okay. He paid me $2,500 or something like that in payments, and then made a mistake and ended up getting kicked out of the Navy for, I want to say it was some serious drugs. I remember that. He got kicked out of the Navy. He was gone. I ended up selling it again. So I made another grip of money on it. The truck is still running around that town. Well, maybe not now, but last time I ain't been there. I know 10 years ago it was. If nothing else, I had 10 years to that car. I know Raquan is still loving that hard body, so maybe, I don't know, maybe me and Justin do need to do a little, all right, I'm getting off track again, guys. Take this for what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Well, time to go back up to the house, because she's empty.